You ever sit across from a woman, she's beautiful, intelligent, confident, everything you thought you wanted in a partner. And then suddenly, a thought creeps in. If I had more money, she'd want me more. Sound familiar? Let me break that illusion for you once and for all. Because here's the truth no one dares to say out loud. Women don't actually desire a man just because he's rich. What they truly long for is a specific type of man, and that man? He could be flat broke today and wildly wealthy tomorrow. It makes no difference. Because what pulls her in, what ignites her desire, isn't buried in your wallet. It's embedded in your energy. Once you understand what women subconsciously crave more than money, something even they struggle to put into words, you'll stop chasing the version of yourself you thought was attractive. Instead, you'll begin stepping into the man who magnetizes her without explanation. The man she can't seem to resist even when she doesn't understand why. In this video, I'm going to reveal 6 secret cravings that drive women needs. They often don't even admit to themselves. And the deeper we go, the more you'll see. If you learn to embody these traits, she begin to follow your lead naturally. She lie awake at night replaying your words like a favorite song, needing your presence like air. And the most fascinating part? She won't even know why. So stay with me, because when we reach number 6, you'll have become the kind of man who doesn't need a flashy lifestyle to impress. Why? Because women will feel rich just by being around you. Let's dive in. And if you're one of the rare few who already senses this truth deep in your bones, stick around, because I've got something special just for you at the end. Oh, and before we continue, I want to give you something. A free ebook called The Female Mind Control Handbook. Inside, you'll discover the hidden psychological keys that make a woman crave you like a secret addiction. It's yours now. Check the link in the description or the pinned comment. Let's begin. Brother 1. Emotional dominance. The one drug she can't quit. Forget the bank account. You know what truly grips her attention? A man who knows how to emotionally dominate without ever raising his voice or lifting a single finger. Here's what I mean. Every day, she's surrounded by emotional amateurs, men who flinch at her silence, who spiral over a delayed text, who react, who chase, who crumble under pressure. But you don't flinch. You don't rush. You don't beg for her reassurance. You're like a flame that doesn't need fuel. You burn because that's who you are. And when she tests you, and she will by acting cold, distant, sarcastic, you don't take the bait. You lean back. You smile, cool and composed. And maybe you say something like, I see what you're doing, trying to stir the pot a little. You want attention. Or is it me you want? Boom. Power shift. That, right there, is emotional dominance. Not manipulation. Not gaslighting. But psychological leadership. You're the one man who can face her emotional storm and still hold your ground. And that makes you magnetic. Not because she's weak, but because you're uncheckable. Suddenly, she finds herself craving your approval, competing for your softness, chasing that rare moment when you drop the mask and let her in, because when you do, it means everything. And here's the wildest part. It costs you absolutely nothing. No designer suits. No 6-figure salary. Yet it's more powerful than a platinum card, because a woman will cheat on a millionaire, but she kneel for the man who owns her emotionally. 2. The erotic mystery. When she can't quite figure you out, she doesn't walk away, she gets hooked. Craves you. Think about that. Here's a truth most grown men are never told. The most dangerous man in a woman's life isn't the richest, the tallest, or the most charming. It's the man she can't read. She might be used to the same old predictable types. Oh, he's going to act just like the last one. Oh, he'll get jealous right about now. Oh, I bet he'll start acting weird after this text. But then you enter the picture and her whole mental script breaks down. You don't chase. You don't rush to respond. You're kind, but impossible to pin down. You flirt, yes, but you never fully give in. You touch her hand gently, then walk away as if nothing happened, and it drives her mad in the best way possible. But here's the catch. You're not doing it to play mind games. You're not some illusionist. You're like this because you live. In depth, you've got layers. You've got a purpose bigger than chasing a woman's attention. You have places inside you she doesn't get to access. Unless you open the door. And guess what? She wants in desperately. Let's talk primal psychology for a second. A woman's erotic hunger is deeply linked to uncertainty, to not knowing what you'll say next, to not being able to predict what turns you on or what might make you disappear. This isn't bad boy energy. This is the raw charge of real masculine polarity. And when she feels it, she starts responding in whispers instead of words. She leans in closer during silence, needing to hear even the pauses in your breath. She gets wet not from what you said, but from what you might say next. That's not money. That's you becoming the living mystery she's both terrified and thrilled to solve. And in doing so, she surrenders without even realizing she's doing it. 3. Certainty in a world full of boys who flinch. She doesn't need another man holding a bag of money. She needs something real. She might say she wants the man with the lifestyle, but the one who makes her put down the bag and stay. That man carries certainty. And I'm not talking about the kind you get after reading a self-help book last week. I'm talking about the kind of certainty that's carved into your bones, etched deep like scars that tell stories. You're 33. You've been betrayed. You've lost jobs. You've fought through family breakdowns. You've watched your ambition burn down to cold embers. And still you walk into a room like your feet were born to be there. That's masculine certainty. The kind you can't fake. The kind no amount of money can imitate. When a man knows exactly who the hell he is, every woman around him feels it, even if she can't explain why. Her heart might flutter for a guy in Gucci, but her soul, it opens. Only for the man who doesn't even blink. When she tests him, and here's what she never tell you. She wants to feel small in your presence. Not from fear, but from the grounding calm you carry even when her world is spinning out. She wants to press herself into a man who doesn't lose his center just because she's moody, distant, or trying to stir chaos. That kind of presence. You don't earn it by flashing your wallet. You earn it by burying your weakness in silence and choosing stillness over reaction. And when she feels that from you, she starts to respect you in a way words can't describe. She begins to trust you with the parts of her no one sees. And without even realizing it, she obeys without knowing why. 4th, command over attention in a world full of men constantly scrolling. Distracted by noise, one thing stands out: money is loud, but masculine attention? That's something else entirely. It's silent, surgical, uncheckable. Ever wonder why your budget-conscious, 9-to-5 self had her soaked during a late-night conversation? No fancy car, no flashy flex. Simple. Because you were present. You weren't glancing at your phone. You weren't distracted. You weren't trying to impress. Your eyes told her, right now, nothing in this world matters more than you. And That's what she really wants. Not a yacht. Not a Lambo. She wants to be seen. To be studied. She wants to feel like your mind is undressing her thoughts long before your hands ever touch her skin. In a world where most men suffer from chronic attention deficit, you sit still. You lock eyes. You say less. But what you say, it hits deeper than 1,000 compliments. And because of that, you make her feel like a woman again, a rare, intoxicating experience. Not because of your words, but because nothing pulled your focus. While you spoke, other men dropped thousands on dinners, jewelry, designer brands. You could hand her a bottle of water and hold her in a 20-minute stare that melts every defense she has. Here's the secret. When you control your attention, she give you control over her submission. Because to her, your unwavering focus is more intimate than touch, more erotic than money. 5. Quiet power, the kind of strength that doesn't need to prove a damn thing. There's a man, the rare one, who enters a room and doesn't need to announce himself. He doesn't speak loudly. He doesn't seek attention. And still, everyone knows he's in charge. No bragging, no flexing, no chasing validation, because his life already claps for him. This man, he's got scars, not just the ones you can see, the kind she feels when she touches your chest and silently wonders, what has this man survived? He's not the loudest voice in the room, but when he does speak, people lean in. Because it's not just a sentence. It's a moment. He doesn't post about grinding. He grinds silently, stoically, relentlessly, and women feel it. They don't crave the power that screams. They crave the kind of power that stays centered. Even when she is loud. She doesn't want to be the star. She wants to orbit something unmovable. And that's you. When you no longer need to impress her, because who you are already speaks louder than anything you do, that's when she surrenders. That's more valuable than any amount of cash. More addicting than diamonds. More unforgettable than anything she can put into words. And here's the crazy part. She may never be able to explain why she wants you so badly. But she will give everything trying to be worthy of your presence. Look, if you're in your 30s or beyond, chances are you've been fed half-truths all your life. Get rich. Flex it, fake it, flash it. But real women, the kind who aren't watching for clout, crave something else entirely. They crave a man with clarity, a man with discipline, a man with stillness, not a man who needs her, but one who chooses her from a place of abundance, not lack. You don't need to be rich to make her tremble. You just need to become the kind of man who cannot be shaken. If that's you, drop a comment right now. I am not done. And if you're one of the few who feel this truth in your bones, hit that like. Subscribe not because I told you to, but because you're done playing small. Let's build this tribe of the real ones. More fires coming. Stay grounded. Stay powerful.